Hello, guys. I am back again. I know I am a week late, but I'm sure that we are all aware now of what's been going on in the world. So last Tuesday was Blackout Tuesday, so I wasn't able to make a video. I mean, I could have, but I definitely wasn't going to, just because of I believe in everything that's happening in the world right now and all the stances that are happening, and I want to be there and I want to be a part of it. So I definitely did not feel right in any way posting on Tuesday. And just for me, I didn't think that it made sense to, with where my state of mind was at, to make a video until today. I hope that that's okay. I hope that nobody was like lying in wait. Well, where's Alex's interview video? So I hope that, you guys are able to tune in today and this is going to be helpful for you. So that being said, let's talk interviews. So I know, not my last video, but the video before that, it was called Dress to Impress. So it was all about making sure that you show up to an interview in the most professional, while still being you, way possible. So you want to make sure that you show up to an interview dressed to impress, making sure that when you walk in the door, you make that immediate first impression with your potential interviewer. Your potential interviewer slash potential employer. So now what we're going to talk about this week is all about what happens in the interview. So I've been to, oh my God, so many interviews in my entire life. I could sit here talking about it all day long. So what I think is most important with any sort of interview. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit, because now we are at a different point in time in the world, right? So interviewing is normally done in person. You go to an office, you sit down, you have a handshake, and you get to know the person that's interviewing you. Now, post-COVID, we are unfortunately in a time where it's harder to connect with people in person. So we're doing a lot more, Zoom interviews. A lot of things are being done via computer. Technology is kind of saving the day in terms of how we're able to still continue on with the world right now. So the interview process has changed. Like I said, if you go into an in-person interview, you're obviously hoping that you're going to get that, initial handshake and really kind of seal the deal with them, knowing, hey, this is who I am. I had a job before, and they talked to me about how the handshake, that moment that you grasp hands and you make that connection, how you shake a hand, oh my God, it changes somebody's perspective on you completely. You don't want to be like a dead fish hand. That's not attractive or appealing, and it doesn't show any strength. If you go in with a nice, strong diesel handshake, you are going to set an immediate impression with that person that you're talking to. So that is for in person. But like I said, now unfortunately we are in the COVID world and everything's different. So when you are going on to a web type interview, I think it's so important that, yes, of course, you make sure that you look good, you're dressed to impress. I wouldn't wear this to an interview, but I'm just saying, like, you make sure that you want to look nice. A lot of people do top up good, bottom still in the PJs. That's okay. Whatever works for you, works for you. But one thing that I think is really important across all boards, because obviously now you're not able to get that initial feel for a person while you're meeting them, face to face. You still want to set that same sort of demeanor. When you get on that call, you want to immediately, look pleased to be there. You don't want to, get on the call and be like, hi, my name's Alex. I'm here for the interview today. No, you don't want to do that. No. What you want to do is, as soon as that camera comes on, you have a big old smile on your face and you say, hey guys, my name's Alex. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and have this meeting with me. I know you must be so busy, and, taking this time, even over video chat, means the world to me. So thank you for your time. Always thank your interviewer for their time. So important. These people that are interviewing you, they're interviewing you because they are important people in the company. So taking the time to thank them for their time is going to set a precedence that they know you value them. You value time, and you are thankful and appreciative for them, thinking that you are worth sitting down and have a conversation with them. So that being said, once you are sitting down, you're talking, you're getting to know each other, number one thing with all interviews, whether it be in person, video chat, whatever, phone, whatever, always come prepared with questions, okay? Always come prepared with questions. There's going to be a time, so whenever you sit down for an interview, what's going to happen is this. You're going to sit down and they're going to give you a little bit of information about the company, the role, and what exactly it is that, you would be doing if you were to join the company. At that point, you should already know these things. You should already be aware, because you should always do your research before speaking with somebody that has importance within the company, because you don't want to go and show up at an interview and you don't know anything about the company. You don't know anything about what they do. You don't know anything about what the role is. If you show up and you don't know things, they're not going to want to hire you, because A, that shows no initiative on your part, and B, if you don't take the time to get to know their company and get to know who they are, why in the world would they want to hire you, right? Simple as that. Such a simple, easy, small thing, but you wouldn't believe on people. Like, people show up and they are just like, yeah, hi, I'm here. And that's just never going to get you a job. When you want to get a job, you want to come prepared and you want to come guns blazing, I guess. I don't know. I don't use guns, but like my finger guns. And you want to show up and be ready and be excited and be prepared and be like, hey, I did all my research on you guys and I'm really impressed. I'm so impressed with what you have to offer as a company. I love your benefit package. I love what you offer to your customers, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that the job that you're interviewing for does, talk about it. Let them know that you are so invested in this opportunity that they're going to be immediate, like, oh, they know about us? Okay, I'm interested. I'm listening. What do they have to say? So coming with your own questions is so important, because like I said, in the interview process, they're going to tell you what the job entails, but then they're going to ask you questions, and they're going to say, a lot of questions that are asked in an interview are, what's your 5-year plan? How is it that you overcome objectives? Tell me about a difficult situation in your life that you had to handle. Tell me the best experience in your life where you helped, somebody feel, when you made somebody feel like you were able to help them. Just little things like that. There tends to be a stream of questions that interviewers ask, and they are almost always stemmed around overcoming something, being of service to somebody, and how you are able to show up in a management role at some point in time. Because whenever you're doing an interview, they're not hiring you just assuming you're going to come in, stay where you are, and all you want to be is a cashier, whatever, for an example. They are assuming that you're going to have the wherewithal and the excitement and desire to move up. Nobody wants to hire somebody that has no ambition, right? So you show ambition by being a person that comes in and shows, yeah, you know what? I want to start here. I want to become a part of your company. I want to be here, but I have higher plans. I have a goal that I want to reach, and I would like it to be with your company. So just keep that in mind when you're going in, that this interview that you're going to go on, it's not just about this one position in the company. It's not just about this one job that you're looking for. It's about your long-term goals with the company. No company wants to hire somebody who they don't think is going to stick around and who doesn't want to grow and expand with the company. So a way to show your potential employer that is by coming up with your own questions. So after the interview portion, where they are asking you, the things about yourself, what you can bring to the team, things like that, there's going to be a time where they say, so do you have any questions for me? If you're somebody and you show up to this interview and you say, no, I think I'm good. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to make them be impressed or anything like that. There has been times, I will say, when I've gone to an interview and we've just started having a conversation. We started talking, things started rolling, and the conversation just flowed, and the questions that I had initially end up being answered along the way. So when that happens and the point comes in the interview where they say, hey, okay, so what questions do you have for me? I always say, you know what, to be honest, we answered a lot of the questions that I had prepared today. And I always show them my notepad. I say, I came with a couple questions, but throughout this interview, I really feel like most of my questions have been answered. And at that point, I'll say, but that being said, I do just have one more quick question. And I will just come up with something to ask, because you always want to ask something. You never want to leave any stone unturned, but you also never want your potential employer to think that you don't care enough to come up with something, any sort of something question, anything at all. It doesn't matter. It can even be, hey, do you guys do casual Fridays? Literally anything. Something that you can let the employer know that you have been engaged this entire conversation and that you are interested enough to just ask them anything that they can give to you that they didn't necessarily present to you already. I mean, I don't know. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I know when I'm speaking about it, it makes such clear sense to me. But I mean, at the end of the day, really all that matters is that when you come to an interview, when you show up, you always want to dress to impress, make sure you look good, but you always want to come prepared. You always want to come with that resume that we talked about way back a few weeks ago now. You want to bring a printed resume. So you're going to always send your resume to your interviewer before you have the interview, but always bring a printed copy as well. It shows great professionality, but it also just shows that you always come prepared. You know, maybe their printer wasn't working. Maybe they don't have it on them. Maybe the computer crashes in the middle of an interview. It's okay. I have my resume right here. So easy, so simple. It takes like 20 cents to print at the library, whatever. You can so easily come with a printed resume. So always come with your printed resume, dressed to impress. Always come with questions to ask. Always, 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 always come with a list of questions that you want to ask. You may not have to ask them specifically because you end up having a conversation, then they come up through conversation, but always make sure that you have those questions ready so that your potential employer knows that you are engaged and that you're interested and that you want to learn more. You want to make sure that this not only is going to be a good fit for you being a part of their company, but for the company being a part of your life. At the end of the day, all this process, the interview process and what you're trying to, when you're trying to get a job, all that you're trying to do is find a place that you fit in. You're trying to find a place that you feel you could be a part of what they are offering to the world in a big way. You want to find somewhere that you feel like you want to be for a couple years, maybe for a lifetime. So, you want to treat these interviews as if you are interviewing that potential employer. Obviously you don't want to go in seeming cocky and like a disgusting ego. You don't want that, but you do want to show up knowing that you have something to offer. You want to show up to these interviews knowing that you are going to make their team better. And so how is it that you being in their company, in their business, how is that going to make your life better? That's really all I have for you today. I think it's so important at the end of the day to really, really look at the interview process as a way to better yourself and find a place in this world that you fit. If you ever walk into an interview and you feel uncomfortable or you feel just something's like something's off, I would trust that feeling. I would trust that guttural instinct that's telling you, I don't know, something doesn't feel right about being here, about being a part of this. Listen to that gut instinct, because I know from experience, it's like always right. It's always right. Your intuition and your gut knows when something is either A, too good to be true, or B, not something that you want to be involved in. Your body knows, your gut knows, your heart knows, and listen to it. So with these interviews, yeah, you want to get offered the job. You want to be somebody who this company wants to take on and take under their wing and be a part of the team. You want them to want you. But I think it's so, so, so important that you remember that you want them to. You want to be a part of what they have to offer. You don't want to just take something just to take something. Don't let dollar signs, blind you. Don't do that. Just, money is important, but it's not everything. It's not. There will always be a way. You will always find a way to rise above and make your way. You just have to remember that at the end of the day, what is important is your comfortability. And you need to feel like you are taking on something that is going to benefit your life. You never want to take a position or take a job or whatever. You don't want to take anything in life, really. But you don't want to ever get involved in something that you feel is going to detract from your life, or it's going to hurt your development or your growth in any way. If you ever feel those things, don't move forward with the job. That's just my opinion. I know I talked in my video last, it was on Friday, but I know that I talked about how not everybody has the same opportunities, and sometimes you have to take what you can get, and I totally, completely understand that. But that being said, if you have the opportunity and you have the ability to hold off until you feel comfortable with the job choice, I just advise doing it, because I've many times taken jobs just because I thought I had to. I've taken jobs just because I thought they were going to be a good fit, and the money was, oh my God, the money was so good. I was like, oh my God, hallelujah, I found it. This is it. I'm going to make it my thing, even if it's not my thing. And it doesn't work. I mean, here I am making YouTube videos, talking about trying to find a job, because every job that I take, there's something inside of me that knows it's not the right one. So I'm in the place now where I'm looking for what is going to be the right fit for me. And I hope that you are too. I hope that you are really taking your time throughout this process to make sure that whatever job you're going to take next is going to be a job that you feel fulfilled, right? Because fulfillment in life is really everything. I mean, we want to enjoy our lives. We want to be happy. There's going to be bad things and bad days, and not every day can be amazing. And a job's a job, right? I mean, you're not going to love every single day. But that being said, I think that it is very, very capable for all of us to find a job and to find a way to make an income that we feel good about doing every day. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to feel good about it. So always come prepared with your questions to make sure that whatever job you're interviewing for is going to fit that bucket for you of, okay, this is what's going to make me feel good. I'm going to feel fulfilled doing this. I think I'm ready to move forward with the job. And you know what? Sometimes you take a job and you're there for a couple years and then you move on. And that's okay. Nothing is permanent. I've learned that, God, so much this year, that nothing in life is permanent. And once you remember that, and once you are able to approach, every new opportunity with that mindset, your life is going to be just that much better. Gosh, I hope that this is not just a really long ramble. It's a little bit longer of a video than I had anticipated making, but I think that this is going to be beneficial for people as a whole. That being said, it's really all I have in terms of interview land. I mean, I don't really think there's much more to offer in terms of how do you interview, because the interview process is just that. It's just an interview. It's just an interview. It's not like, God, it's not like the end of days. It's not like the whole world's going to end if you don't get this one job. There will always be another job, another opportunity, and just keep that in mind. I know that things are easier for some people than others, and I'm very aware of that. And for the people that it's not so easy for you, I'm here to help. Ask me questions. I'm more than available. I'm more than happy to help in any way possible. But I don't really have much to offer in terms of videos moving forward for interview land. That being said, though, I am going to kind of change my platform a little bit. I'm not going to go on about it today just because this video is long enough, but I'm hoping that you will still stay tuned. I will still be doing YouTube Tuesdays, but I think that it's time for me to maybe switch gears a little bit, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now and how I feel I need to show up in the world. I just have so many ideas in my head that I want to offer. So that's that. Please come back next week and stay tuned for what is to come. I will let you guys know next week what the platform is going to be like moving forward. And that's all I got. So I hope you get your jobs. I hope that you guys got a lot of, good information from this. And I just thank you for showing up every week and for listening and for being here. So I love you guys. I will talk to you next week about something totally different. All right. Thank you. Bye.